For the barbaric tribes, war and bloodshed are a way of life. Taking lives is just another game to them. In this brutal game, an innocent girl lost everything, yet who even notices or cares? The film begins with a ship caught in a violent storm at sea. The crew struggles to control the ship amid heavy rain and crashing waves. Sadly, one of the crew members loses his life. As the storm subsides by morning, Thomas Munro, a lay minister from Britain, leads a solemn ceremony, casting the body of a fallen comrade into the sea before sharing good comments about this man. As the crew assesses the damage, they spot an island nearby and decide to investigate because they want wood to fix their ship. Munro and his crew, along with his horse, reach the island. The island is beautiful and inhabited by a native tribe. Munro encounters a young girl, Rangimai, from the tribe. She is comfortable in his company, but not for long because her husband arrives and wants to take his life, considering him an enemy. After some initial tension, the tribe understands that Munro and his crew are not there to cause harm. While gathering supplies, Munro rests, but is soon awakened by a massacre. The tribe members are in the midst of a conflict. Rangimai, a young daughter of Maianui, who is the chief of the tribe, has a clash with Akatārewa's land. Akatārewa wants to kill Rangimai and her husband, forcing them to kneel. Munro steps in to protect the girl he had met, but the tribal chief arrives and insists that this is an internal matter. Despite the chief's son having learned much from Munro, the chief prefers to handle the dispute without outside interference. By showing mercy, he trades with Munro, saying he can save one of their lives in exchange for his horse. Munro is unable to choose, so the chief makes the decision easy by killing Rangimai's husband. Munro takes the girl back to the boat and then to a house where she breaks down in tears. Rangimai scratches her wounds and sings a mourning song because she doesn't want to forget this incident. She wants to take revenge for her husband's death. Munro tends to her wounds, and later, Munro joins the royal family for dinner. Here, he asks for a doctor who could cure Rangimai, but they refuse because she belongs to a violent tribe. However, one of the royal family members gives him the address of Charlotte, who can heal her. When Munro returns, he finds the girl unconscious and calls for Charlotte to help treat her. Charlotte analyzes her wounds and realizes how tough the situation is for her. Charlotte takes care of her until she recovers, and Munro also helps her get through this trauma. The next morning, the village is bustling with activity. The girl's clan, including her father, arrives to take her back. Seeing her father, Rangimai begins weeping and narrates the terrible incident. Her father has brought the culprits who are responsible for the chaos in her tribe. Charlotte understands their language and acts as an interpreter, revealing that it was Munro who saved his daughter. He becomes Rangimai's teacher in Christianity because Rangimai's father trusts her. Paherua, a young Māori warrior, was left by Maianui with Rangimai to protect his daughter and help her with her religious studies. In the church, the community gathers for prayer, with Paherua and Rangimai standing at the back. Munro gives them books to read, fostering a sense of understanding and education. While reading, warm looks pass between Bethany and Paherua, and they fall in love with each other. However, Bethany's father is keeping an eye on them, and he can't allow his daughter to fall in love with Paherua. Rangimai and Munro have no idea what is going on. While returning home, Rangimai notices the people of Epworth dancing at the anniversary dance, and she is captivated by it. They also visit Paget's shop, where Paget is worried about the future and is angry about the barbaric nature of the situation. On the other hand, Charlotte takes Rangimai to the forest where she dances and tries to forget the incident that has made her life bitter. Meanwhile, Bethany meets with Paherua and they spend quality time together, forgetting society's expectations. Seeing Rangimai's interest in dancing, they decide to attend the anniversary dance at night. Rangimai from the other tribe asks Munro to dance, and they begin dancing, enjoying the moment. But they have no idea what is going to happen next. Bethany again sneaks away to meet Paherua but soon returns, only to be noticed by her father. He can't tolerate it anymore, so he pays goons to kill Paherua. The goons carry out their task by taking the life of the innocent Paherua. Upon returning, Rangimai finds the boy from her tribe injured, sparking her tears. Soon, she realizes he is dead, and she begins mourning as her wounds are reopened. The following day, Munro seeks answers, but the villagers deny any involvement. To cover up the murder, Bethany's father accuses Paget of killing Pāhirua. Paget is beaten severely, but Munro knows he is innocent, yet he can't go against the government. Later, Bethany arrives to see Pāhirua, and she cries a lot upon seeing her lover dead. Before leaving, she gives her horse to them so that they can leave without any trouble and return to Pāhirua's tribe. The next morning, Munro is informed that Paget has committed suicide because he felt guilty. They ask Munro to cover up the matter, warning that the village could be in trouble, but Munro decides not to hide anything from Maianui and takes Pāhirua's dead body back to his tribe. They rest for the night, and Munro sketches the girl's portrait. The girl sees her sketch in his book but doesn't say anything. When they reach the tribe, everyone starts crying upon seeing Pāhirua's dead body. Munro tells Maianui elder everything, and Maianui elder asks Munro for advice on what they should do with the village. He suggests to Maianui that, rather than taking any punitive action against the settlers, they should increase the rent that the people of Epworth pay to his tribe. Maianui agrees with this decision because he doesn't want any bloodshed or sacrifices. However, the tribe's chief becomes suspicious of Munro when he draws sketches of different people. The next day, the tribe works on a wooden structure while Charlotte gathers herbs. Munro hears gunshots and rushes to investigate. When he reaches them, he takes a gun and shoots at the target. The tribe's people are shocked to see that Munro's shooting skills are amazing. On the other hand, the tribal chief asks a child to bring Munro's diary, where he sees Munro's sketches depicting their lives. He also sees Rangimai's pictures in the book. In a tense meeting, Munro explains his drawings, expressing his sorrow for the women and children lost during conflicts. He laments the ongoing tribal wars and the toll they take on both sides. Before living a peaceful life, Munro used to be a warrior, and he had taken many lives without considering the women and children involved. But when he came to his senses, he realized the gravity of his actions. He started hating the profession and began living a peaceful life, seeking forgiveness from God. Maianui feels that it's not Munro's fault because, in war, many people die. He allows Munro to live as he wishes. After hearing his sad story, Charlotte and Munro grow closer, and she reveals her past, where she also faced the death of loved ones, like her daughter. The following day, Munro's shipmates arrive with weapons, demanding a high price. Rangimai negotiates, but the trader remains firm. Munro intervenes, arguing that escalating conflicts benefit no one. He is against the weapons because these weapons can only bring destruction and death. Despite this, the tribe agrees to the trader's terms and brings goods to the ship. Maianui also wants peace, so he asks Munro to get the approval of Akatārewa's tribe. If they agree, then he has no objection. Munro wants to do his best to save this tribe from death. He accompanies the villagers who are taking the guns to Akatārewa's tribe for sale. Back on the ship, Rangimai wants to join Munro on his mission, but he refuses. She brings gifts for Akatārewa's tribe in hopes that they will forget their hatred. Munro and the villagers navigate a river in a boat, bringing along a mysterious box. When they arrive, they are welcomed, but they look at Munro with skeptical eyes. Munro reveals he is there for an audience with the chief. Meanwhile, Rangimai senses an intruder on the ship and readies herself with a weapon. When Munro meets with the chief, he offers peace on behalf of Maianui. However, the chief is not agreeable and even threatens Munro's life, asking him to beg for his life. Munro refuses, and he is spared because there is no fear of death in his eyes. Munro returns with a special gift for the tribal chief, who is pleased and inspects the weapon in the box. However, Munro's friend demands excessive compensation, angering the chief, who kills him, sparking a violent clash. They kill all the people who brought the guns. Munro fights back, and Rangimai saves him by shooting the opponents. They flee because they know they won't be spared. As night falls, Munro and the girl find shelter, and the next day they return to their tribe. They recount their ordeal, rallying the tribe for a final confrontation. Munro reveals that they have cannons and other guns, so they need to prepare. With Munro's help, they prepare and ready themselves to take down their enemy. Soon, Akatārewa's tribe arrives at their tribe with a ship. A fierce battle ensues, with the tribes fighting for survival. They throw cannons, and Munro attacks with smoke, blinding their enemies. Munro's tribe fights bravely and proves dominant because they have already wrapped masks around their faces. The tribe supporting Munro emerges victorious, but at great cost. In this fight, Munro has to say goodbye to Charlotte. The chief of the defeated tribe and his son are the only survivors. The victorious chief, in a gesture of reconciliation, kills the defeated chief and unites the tribes by betrothing his daughter to the son of the fallen chief. Years later, the tribes have transformed, embracing trade and cooperation. The enmity that once plagued them has ended, fulfilling Munro's hope for lasting peace. The film concludes with a sense of hope and unity, a testament to the power of understanding and reconciliation. If you enjoyed this recap, please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for more updates.